Hey entrepreneur, this is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. Welcome to this special presentation entitled Entrepreneur, are you sure your business marketing expertise isn't actually sabotaging your business and therefore your chances for long-term success? You might be surprised. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of this video is to make sure that you as a savvy business owner, are not letting your business marketing expertise, your savvy in other words, sabotage your chances for long-term marketing success. I'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, recently on a brainstorming session with a colleague of mine, we were pondering some different ideas and we were discussing a potential Google Plus hangout that we might have. And we were throwing around some subject matter, and one of the subjects that we sort of thought would be really good is to talk about some of the common mistakes that newbie marketers make. So we were throwing around some potential headline ideas, and here were two that we sort of came up with. I won't tell you who came up with which, but we kind of had two different mindsets. One was the 10 most common online marketing mistakes most online newbies make, and how the 10 most common online newbie marketing mistakes to avoid. Now, here's what kind of developed out of this conversation. My colleague took the opinion that they knew, based on these headlines, which one definitively would outpull the other one. I suggested, why don't we just test them to our list and find out which, if any, was actually the superior headline. Well, that sort of developed into a whole another conversation and another potential Google Hangout. And then, as if that wasn't icing on the cake, this is what happened later on in the day. I got this email comment from a visitor, and the article, the blog post that they were commenting on was about print advertising and some different strategies you can use. Now you see there from the date, it was 7/28, July 28th, 2014 of this year. And here we are in August now, August 10th of 2014. So look what they said. Now I blanked out their name because it's not important that you see their name, just that this is a real comment. They said, I don't think print advertising works nowadays. Only digital advertising, online newspaper ads work better, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I made a comment in my response, but ladies and gentlemen, here's what I want to point out with that. A couple of things. First of all, to make a blanket statement like that, when I can almost rest assured that if you were to grill this particular blog commenter, they haven't tested this. They really probably have no idea how to go about strategically lowering the cost of print advertising and a gazillion other variables they're probably not even aware of yet. And I don't say that to sound pretentious. What I'm saying is, to make a statement like that is if you can concretely, definitively say this or that will happen, when in fact you haven't done nearly what it takes to decide if that's the case, that's dangerous. That is really dangerous and it's unprofessional. And if anybody tells you to do that, or you're telling somebody to do that, A, you're missing the boat, and B, you're misleading people, or C, you're being misled by that kind of advice. And that's why I wanted to make this video. Because here's my point. Let's suppose you did in fact play for a print ad and it bombed. Let's say you spent just say $500 on an ad. It would be no need to spend that kind of money up front, but let's just say you did. And the ad bombed. Let's say the ad bought at $350. You say, well, see, Mark, that's proof that this kind of medium doesn't work. This is the age of the internet, and blah, 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 blah. Well, what if you came to find out there was a way that you could have gotten that advertisement, same exact advertisement, same size, no different variables. I don't want your mind racing in 1,000 different ways. What if you could have bought that same exact ad through some networking or something else? Maybe somebody's got some unused advertising script, and you could have got that same ad for $75. Now that $350 ad would have been profitable, or the $350 gross would have been profitable, would it not? So my point is, for this person to make that kind of statement tells me that they're really not doing their due diligence. And if you're doing that, ladies and gentlemen, you're doing a disservice. So entrepreneur, here's my advice to you. Please do not let your personal bias, preferences, or lack of experience and or conjecture take the place of good old-fashioned solid business fundamentals like A/B split testing. And for those of you who don't know what split testing is, Google it. It's not a big deal because I don't want to get into that now. The point that I'm trying to make is don't come into a situation prejudging it as if you have a crystal ball and you can predict what's going to happen. Now, certainly you can have a gut level feeling, but that cannot and should not take the place of due diligence. And that's the point I wanted to make. So hopefully you can see how, ladies and gentlemen, in some instances, your business marketing savvy may in some cases actually be sabotaging your business. So on that note, for those of you who want to discover how you can add an additional 25% more gross profit to your bottom line, entrepreneur, you want to do so in the next 90 days or less without having to add any new customers or clients, then my friend, I'm going to highly recommend you grab your free 9-page special report. And if you just head over to youcanmarketonlinenow.com/sales, that's where you can get it. Now, on the other hand, if you're wondering what you need to do to get to the next level with your business and product or service, my friend, I want you to grab your free 22-part Small Business Marketing Mastery Series. This is an additional free 22 sequential email marketing lessons you're going to receive on top of the free 9-page special report. It's my free gift to you. It's my way of saying thank you and welcome to the inner circle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we go, I want you to do two things. Number one, if you know of anybody else in business who's struggling, who could use some help, if they respect your opinion, I want you to forward this video to them ASAP and help them out. They'll thank you for it later. The other thing is, if for whatever reason, after you subscribe to Inner Circle, you decide it's not for you, then entrepreneur, by all means, please feel free to unsubscribe anytime you want for whatever reason you wish, and we can still be friends. This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. We'll see you again next time on the Marketing Minute.